You'll love it, and this is the truth. My mom was looking at the shower head.
Really?
Yeah, it's silver. It's up in the sky like the dippers.
Right.
And it's silver dipper. We sell our ice cream at night when the stars are out, so we just kind of went with silver dipper. And the shower head's curved, kind of like a scooper, so that's how it happened.
That's really clever.
I don't know if there was difficulty getting it going because we had bought something that was kind of done, that was kind of going. And that owner, although we brought it at a low price, and he was still pretty good, he kind of showed us the ropes. You just kind of learn by doing, you know. I mean, it seems silly, but in the beginning we forgot how much chocolate and Oreo you'll really sell. So the first year of trying to figure out how much to order of what was kind of a learning experience. Of course, employees are always a learning experience because they're always coming and going and transferring and graduating and I want more hours, or I don't want to work with this person, or you expect me to work, period. Right. You know, so employees has been a tough thing. A little of both. Sorry, I think he's waiting for something.
Okay.
We kind of had some ideas just of what we were trying to do. But a lot of it is we were willing to do whatever we needed to do to get it done. You know, we weren't going to be like, okay, we're going to pay Joe Schmo to take care of our windows. We're going to pay her to mom. You know, we're like, okay, let's do as much as we can do to save ourselves money. You know what I mean? We weren't. See, I know everyone always sees business plan, but we had a lot of cash saved, so we didn't really have to go to a bank for a loan.
Right.
And once we got going, once we closed the one store and started another, then when we wanted to start this store, then we had to borrow some money. But still, we were buying used equipment and this and that, just trying to fix it to get it going. So, I don't know how much a business plan we had. We kind of had a fly in the seat of your pants kind of plan, you know?
Okay.
We were kind of figuring out what times of the day are busy and how much are you going to sell, and we just kind of learned by doing. Which isn't the smartest thing, but in food, it's not like we were starting up a restaurant going against 200 restaurants in this town. We're an ice cream shop up against not many other ice cream shops. And I just figured if I got up and went in every day and did it, it would work. Well, honestly, every 3-4 years, you lose your whole clientele.
Okay.
But, and you know, some people, if you run a crappy place, that's good. Because then even if you piss people off every year, you're going to get new people every year. I've heard people tell me that work in this town, that have businesses. They're like, there's a new crap every year. Who cares? You know, and people wonder why businesses change all the time. Well, we don't really wonder, do we? And that can be hard as far as help too, because they change, they graduate, they move on, they get a job, well, I just lost a really great employee that I had for 1.5 years. I thought I was going to have a lot longer, but he got an internship with Purdue, making good money, doing something he's going to school for, which makes sense,
Right.
but it sucks for me.
Yeah.
So that can be a tough thing, being this close to campus. I mean, help is always a problem. Well, obviously it's a diverse school, so there's a lot of kids that come from other countries, and they've point blank told me, ice cream over there sucks and it's expensive. Your stuff is good and it's cheap. So a huge portion of my clientele is the international students, so that's great. And I love the fact there's so many international kids because there's so many different restaurants. It's kind of nice too, you know? I mean, honestly. And the fact that there's 40,000 kids a few blocks away is really nice. It sucks when they leave in summer because that's our busiest time.
Right.
But at least they're here 9 months a year. I hope Purdue goes with this year-round school. I'm on like 12 different cards. They go on and do it. You know what I mean?
So every year, do you like renew your contracts and try to search for more?
I don't really search for more. They just kind of come here. I mean, that's the one thing I'm bad about, is I should go out and advertise the sororities and fraternities and the different groups. I should do stuff. But when you're working 13, 14 hours a day and running errands, you're just tired. You know what I mean? And then people are like, oh, you should hire someone to do that. Well, where's that money going to come from? You know, I mean, it's gonna, you know, so that's one thing I need to do is I should do more networking, and maybe in the future I will. You know, but as of now, I come in, I turn on the lights, and all these cars, it's the old build it and they will come.
Okay.
That's kind of my mentality in a way. It's silly, but you know, there's times where there's equipment you bought and you shouldn't. I usually buy used. I usually don't buy new. And sometimes you make mistakes in equipment or something. There's been repairs. No, not really. Last year, this current year has been my best year. Last year was my best year before. So, I mean,
Just continuing.
yeah. I mean, there's still a dessert. There's still a slice of the pie as far as frozen desserts. That's the only problem. When it gets colder in the fall a little bit like this, during the day when the sun's out, it's still warm out. So when you guys are up walking around up there, going to classes, walking around the Chauncey area, you might stop and get something. And by the time you get out of class, the sun's gone down, it's cold, you're not going to think necessarily to come down here. So that can be a tougher time a little bit. But I got parking. People in the summer like it because people aren't going to go up there. Families aren't going to go up there.
Yeah,
They just don't want to.
I can understand.
You know, the kids are kind of shabby. There's no place to park, and kids are walking around drunk. And okay, you know. Yeah, I've actually had Cal's kids say they like to come here a couple blocks off campus to get away a little bit. You know what I mean? And it is a very busy corner. I mean, you could sit there and film that. Everyone who knows that's a very busy corner. You have to make sure you love what you're doing. If you don't love it, forget it. Because you're going to have to put in a lot of hours in it to do what you need to do. So if you want to make it, you have to do whatever it needs to get done.